Runaway Robot.
Chapter 2 Trollskull Alley. Welcome back to DieFall presents Dragon Heist, where Bravo spills tea all over the screen here about me and a character that was, I don't know, previously here. So you guys leave. You leave the nice little tavern of Emic Froon, Froon's Brews, if you will, as creative as it is. Yeah, you seem to have made not a friend, but that's fine. That's totally fine. You guys have been walking around for a little bit of time now, and it seems that the rest of the city of Waterdeep is coming awake, and a new day is starting for everyone around here in the North Ward, as well as wherever else in this city. What else would you like to do?
Well, that was a disaster. Perhaps we should go to the market. See if we can find that guild or fellowship or whatever it's called.
I am determined to find a recipe for better biscuits than Mr. Emic had.
Recipe for better biscuits.
They were so good.
They were pretty good.
I will admit there was some deceit in my shit talking back there.
Well, we will make better biscuits.
Yes, we shall. We will put his to shame.
Cry nods determiningly.
Yeah. So, you guys want to head down to the market area? I mean, it's literally an open air market, if that's the direction that you'd like to go.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm looking on here because I don't think I see. Oh, the trades ward. Yeah, that's probably where they'll send you anyways. So you guys make it down to the market, and you see it's basically just getting opened up. People are unshuttering their tents and things, and you see a fresh. It seems like the fish market is open here as well, brought up from the dock ward. You also see vegetables of different types and fruits and things, as well as kind of like, you know, knickknacks, beaded jewelry, real jewelry, and just it's literally, it's like walking through a flea market and a farmer's market all in one.
Kai, hands in your pockets. Don't touch anything.
Cry has no pockets. She'll put him like in her armpits like this. Walk around.
Sure.
Okay. But then don't shake anyone's hands after, okay? No.
Cry, would you like to hold the key?
Oh, yes. Keep our hands busy.
Yes!
You are the key master.
Wow.
Cry, you feel immense pride at being gifted the key.
Do not lose it. If you lose it, we will be homeless.
And you will never get to water your plants.
They will die.
Wow. 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 That's a lot.
I wasn't going to go that far. But yes, they will.
Eventually.
Okay.
If you lose the key, so don't lose the key. If you don't lose it, it will be fine.
Because you're just berating this poor girl. She's not gonna let go of this key.
We're gonna start kind of like, or at least Nina's gonna start looking around for anything that resembles guild or talks to anybody that looks like they might know something.
And in job fair fashion, you see a sign, right? Just kind of like up over one of these tents, and you see a guy kind of kicked back. No one seems to be in front of it. Boots up on the table, and you see it just says Fellowship of Innkeepers on a nice little sign.
I think we should start there. All right. Mina's gonna go up to him and go, hello, excuse me? Good morning.
Yeah, so you see a common man, like just a regular guy there, and he's just sitting there, and he's got clean face, and he's got short cropped black hair, and he like leans back up, and he's not wearing like the finest of clothes, but he puts his hands on his head and says, yes, hello, how are you this fine morning?
Doing well, thank you, and yourself?
Fantastic. As soon as this fog lifts up, it'll be a much better day.
Does it ever lift?
Nope.
Oh, so it won't get better then.
It never does.
Oh, good. I see that you are here under the Fellowship of Innkeepers.
That's what the sign says, yep.
Have recently acquired a very run-down tavern, and we are wondering what to do with it.
Gesturing to Cry with the giant ass
key.
key.
Don't give him the key. Keep the key.
Is that a Trollskull up on the top of that?
Perhaps, yes.
Yes!
That would
Looks
make
more
sense.
like a club than a key. Are you sure that you own an inn and or tavern?
We are pretty sure. That's what it seems to be.
Well, if that's the case and you're new here and you'd like to join the Fellowship of Innkeepers, which I suggest, we only have a small monthly fee, but, we keep you on the list in the registers for people to come find you, as well as security reasons. I would have you go visit Broxley Fairkettle, or I can have him come by your inn and tavern to ensure that it meets our standards.
And what are your standards?
Functioning inn and or tavern with patrons inside, food, drink. All licenses will be handled by us at the Fellowship. But if you do need some suggestions on where to find some things, that's what we're here for.
Yes, those would be helpful, as it is, like I said, it is very run down. I'm not sure you would consider it functioning at the moment.
Oh. Well, it does take some gold to renovate some things, get things in working order. I would suggest maybe visiting the Carpenters Guild, or if you know of some kind of handy person to handle that for you. Then there's going to be quite a lot of money right up front for guild licenses and contracts and getting food shipped in and out to where you are. But, well, we do have a loan program.
Oh, yes?
Well, we can upfront you all of the guild licensing fees and contracts thereof if you are able to pay it back within the first month plus interest.
Interesting. Do you have a list of all of the guild licenses and that sort of thing that we would need?
Sure. One moment, please. And he pulls out like a quill and some ink and has a parchment. He's like, newbies, they always don't know what to do. But he like dips it and he has actually like a nice flowy handwriting. It looks a little like when people get very skilled writers or artists to like do the chalk writing on a board outside of like a trendy joint wherever you live. Yeah, it's like that, and it's a little ridiculous. And it kind of like goes a little overboard. So he gets out another sheet of paper because it's taking up way too much space at this point. And he goes, okay, so what you're going to do here, you're going to need some kind of contract with the Brewers, Vintners, Distillers Guild, the Guild of Butchers, Protectors if you'd want them. I suggest that if you intend to not have your place robbed. And then with us as well, the Innkeepers Fellowship. And then on top of that, you might want to have hirelings, cooks, let's see, what else? Oh, and that carpenter or handy person to rebuild the place. You're gonna need a furniture maker. Well, and he comes down to it and he's like, and he like draws a line. He's like, all of this probably in the first month. Well, you're probably gonna want about 2,000 gold pieces to get this done.
Ooh. Wow. Well, thank you very much for that information. That is good to know.
Yep, we do have that loan program if you'd like to join in on that. It's only a 20% interest.
I think we're okay for the moment. We have some discussing to do, I believe.
Of course, and there are always payback plans that we can set up. If you need a list of any type of, if you need lists of cooks that are available or hirelings with experience or anything like that, we can provide that as well. We keep those all on the list, and that's benefits of being part of the Fellowship of Innkeepers.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And she like takes the list and like rolls it up.
Yeah, and he nods. He says, of course, and he like kicks his feet back up on the thing and like chews on his pen nib.
Oh, he's one of
No, that's
those.
not good for you, right? You'll wreck your teeth.
He looks at you and goes, "Oh," and puts it down. And...
Well, thank you very much. We will probably be back, but I don't think very soon. Have a fantastic day.
Oh wait, she has the key. She can't wave.
This is wobbles.
He goes, "Yep, oh, of course. Like I said, if you need to find us, you can find me here for the rest of the day, or Roxley Fairkettle can make his way by."
How frequently do you set up shop here?
Well, myself, I come about once a week, but we have people that come and trade in and out. The market functions every day, and new inns are brought up and shuttered every day.
Yes, it is a cutthroat market, that's for sure.
Do you know anything about Froon's Brews?
Do I know anything about Froon's Brews? I know something about Froon, that's for sure.
Oh. Would you mind telling us a little bit about him?
Well, Froon's a member, and I don't necessarily divulge membership knowledge to non-members.
Molly, you gonna wink? You gonna wink again?
Yeah? Molly, make your persuading statement for me.
She's going to say, man, I'm drawing blanks today. She's going to say, we would like to build a relationship with our neighbors, and together, perhaps, when we eventually join the fellowship, we can help all of our neighbors succeed. And if they succeed, the fellowship shall also succeed in turn. Perhaps.
And then wink, wink. Yeah, roll me persuasion. Good enough. Let's do it.
Oh, God.
Oh, I'm so
Oh,
nervous.
oops, that's a performance.
I think it's the same bonus, so, and that's one better. So, hey, 18/19, same roll, whatever. Close enough. He goes, well, I can tell you one thing. Emmek's not going to want any help from any of his neighbors.
Why is that?
Emmek is, how do I say, he's very bad with his money. He spends it on these large, frivolous pieces, and yet has barely enough to run the inn.
I love the tea.
Oh, I see. Totally looks sympathetic. Oh.
He also seems to have tried to save some coin by fixing the roof of his tavern himself, pretty much defying the carpenter, roofers, and plasterers guilds. They don't take kindly to that, and it seems that he's offended a member of the Cellarers and Plumbers Guild by comparing a dwarf's beard to the barnacles on a ship.
Oh,
rude.
no! How awful.
But as long as he keeps paying his dues, which, to be fair, he's a bit remiss of. Well, I am less forgiving than our. Well, Broxley is much more forgiving on things than I am.
Oh, I see. Well, never you worry. When we join the fellowship, we shall do no such frivolous things.
No, what you do with your money is on you. I'm just letting you know what you wanted to know, which, now that I think of it, was probably a really terrible idea, and I shouldn't have done it.
Oh no, well, that information is just for us. We won't share. It's their personal business.
You promise?
I promise.
I promise. Wink.
Don't wink after saying you promise.
Well, all right.
Sometimes the eye just winks, okay?
It's like a tick. Like,
Something's in my eye again. Thank you so much, Mr.
Of course, of course.
and sorry, what was your name?
My name? Oh. Well, I guess it would be good to tell you my name. My name is Justin Rask.
Justin Rask.
Sup, Justin?
Justin Rask. Thank you, Mr. Rask. It was a pleasure to meet you.
We will be sure to put in a good word for you if we ever, or when we meet Broxley. Thank you so much for your time.
He nods and goes, of course, have yourself a lovely foggy day.
You
All right.
too.
Where to next?
We
Try
shall...
hold out the key.
Oh, you can hold on to that, dear. Unless you don't want to. Oh, okay.
It is quite curious that we learned this of Mr. Emick.
It
Perhaps...
doesn't really surprise you, based on our encounter.
No, it does not. However, perhaps our competition is not as strong as we might have initially thought.
This is good information to have.
Mhm.
Might still be worthwhile to open the inn as to sell it.
Yes, this information could perhaps be used to our advantage if we need to take out the competition.
Oh, you intend to take out the competition, do you?
Well, I did quite like the biscuits.
Perhaps we could hire his cook for us. Poach him away.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Oh.
Unless he is the cook, which would be a problem.
Oh, he was in the kitchen, wasn't he? When we first entered.
But I do have a proposition. Perhaps tonight or another night to seem less suspicious, we check out his tavern and see how busy it is in the proper timing for a tavern.
Yes. Good idea.
Because the wee hours of the morning is not the best indicator of how busy a tavern is.
Well, where shall we go next? Should we visit perhaps the local carpenter?
Yes, let us go see Tally at the Bent Nail.
Yeah, so you guys head back north and eastward back to Trollskull Alley to go find Tally at the Bent Nail. So you guys approach the Bent Nail after some time making your way up there, and you hear like the distinct sounds of like sawing. You look inside and you see the front room containing like it has a bunch of like ornate wooden furniture. Some of it is stained, some of it is just freshly carved, as well as a selection of bows and crossbows. And you see the wall behind the front counters lined with rows of finely carved wooden canes, quarterstaffs, and shields.
This is incredible work.
It is indeed.
Wonder if he does more simple things, like chairs and tables that don't have ornate designs on them.
This is looking to be a bit out of our price range.
We're so poor.
Everything is out of our price range.
Everything.
Even
Y'all are broke.
even the plant was out of our price range.
Even a house plant was out of our price range.
Y'all are broke.
So broke. We need a job.
Broke. Yep.
Or we need to go steal some money. One of the two.
I wasn't gonna say it, but broken shifty roof. Sounds like a wonderful entry point.
Oh gosh. Yeah, or a loan. You could get a loan.
No, I don't want to Tom Nook
No.
No.
It's just a
This is an
small
Animal
loan of
Crossing.
2,000 gold pieces.
with 20% interest.
Oof. We have 4 gold
Loan.
each.
Negotiable.
We could turn it into a brothel. That just creates so money.
It's true. What if we had
Look
like
at that,
You
Joel.
could.
1 or 2
You
rooms
could.
for the brothel?
Oh, I don't think the ghost is gonna be
area.
happy about
Look,
it.
I forgot about the ghost.
Well, we don't need to hire a bartender. I think we can just get the ghost to bartend for us.
That'll
would
be
be
that'll be our thing.
The ghost was happy that we opened the tavern. How do you think the ghost is going to feel if we turn that tavern into a brothel?
Should we maybe ask more questions about the ghost? Like maybe how he died or
Yeah, I was going to say,
Probably, yeah.
seeing if
When
we're
you
living
were-
with him now?
yeah, would any of the people that were partying with us last night have said anything about, Lif? Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Probably. What questions would you have asked and of who?
Well, I think Fala had said that Fala and Vincent were old enough to have been frequenting the tavern when he was still alive.
Fala and Vincent both mentioned having been there decades ago.
Yeah, so
Oh,
they're
when he
probably who I
still
would have
lived.
asked about the previous owner.
Sure.
And-
Yeah. How would you have asked it though? Because that would have depended on like how they answered this question.
Yeah, I probably would have just asked kind of like what he was like and how the tavern kind of like, was it a popular
Sure.
tavern? Was it dead? Was it?
Yeah, so they would have answered it was well kept. It was basically Lift's dream to run and own an inn and tavern, and he had it well kept, well stocked, and there were always guests there. He was incredibly proud of it from what it had become. They would have mentioned, Fala definitely would have mentioned how many hands it had changed through. It used to, at one point in time, it was even an orphanage. But it eventually landed in Lift's hands, and he had owned it for probably the longest period of time. But yeah, they would have, it would have been a very popular place here. There aren't very many inns and taverns up in the North Ward. So this would have been definitely one of the nicer places, larger places, and it's in a very nice area. It would have had some higher class clientele and or craftsmen, much like the ones that live on your street. And yeah, they would have definitely told you all about that.
I probably also would have asked if they thought it was haunted based on the rumors. Not necessarily led on that we think it's haunted, but just
Sure.
Like, I feel
Well,
like
yeah,
it's
so
haunted.
so Vincent's a private eye, right?
Yeah.
Vincent would have had answers for that. He was well, there definitely have been stories about things that have gone on inside this place, but it'll cost you a coin or two to get that info. And Follow would have just been like, Vincent, they've been nice enough to give you free drink. He goes, oh, I'm just kidding. Yes, well, there are stories of poltergeists and things that haunt their grounds for long after they've died when they have unfinished business or feel as if that they can't leave. Now, if there's any truth to the matter, I've heard through the grapevine that this place could have been haunted at one point or time or another, but, well, I've never been inside, so I couldn't tell you.
Oh.
What if it were to be haunted? What sort of unfinished business would Leaf have had with the tavern?
I think Follow would have been. He loved this place. I think he would have been remiss to go, especially when this was his pride and joy, and really his life's work led up to this.
Sounds like a bad idea to turn into a brothel. Just saying.
We take your life's work and we fuck it.
No, people fuck in it.
In it, yeah, it's different. It's inside.
It's a little better.
How did Lif come to pass?
Followed. Vincent, did you ever look into that? It seems so mysterious. Vincent, well, I never got hired for it, so sadly, no, I did not. But I do know that the circumstances in which he passed were, well, let's just say that all evidence seemed to point to some kind of foul play.
Ooh.
Culver Squad.
Did Liv have any friends in his time? That
Other
might.
than you, of course.
Just us, really. That was so many years ago. Some of the families have been in and out. The North Ward's changed a lot over the last 5 decades. I don't know if he had any family. He never mentioned them when we used to visit.
Did he run the place alone?
No, he had a cook, chef, and he had a couple of serving girls that he hired here to keep the place clean and the people fed.
Do you
It's a
think?
large building.
It is.
Do you think there may be a chance that any of them are still around?
Follows. Thanks for. Well, humans don't live as long as I.
Mina just kind of like looks over to Vincent, just like awkwardly.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Vincent just like looks at her. They are completely ignoring any of these facts. Just, humans don't. Well, I mean, it's possible that maybe 1 or 2 still live, but he had a dwarf barkeeper for a while. Alor was his name. Don't remember if he had a last name or not. He could still be alive. He was old then. He'd just be older now. I don't know where he would have gone.
Probably later on, Malia would have said something along the lines of, Alor could be a name that we could look up in the Fellowship if we end up being able to. They probably
as
have
a
like,
barkeep, like a potential hire.
yeah, or even like records of previous employees or something, if that's something we can find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, well,
What did you love most of the inn back in Lift's time?
When you're asking these questions of like Fala and Vincent, you hear like a call from from kind of behind you. It seems that maybe Avi was listening and is the drink, absolutely the drink. Oh, he always has the finest wine and the finest ales, and you know it always keeps the embers down on Embrick over here. And Fala just kind of shakes their head. Always had very nice wines. The friendliness of the neighborhood, though. Fire always on. Place always well kept, well scrubbed. He liked plants a lot, too. He was just always a very friendly man. It seemed like we were all family here. On the alley.
Oh my god. You have to avenge this man.
I wonder if there's a way we can communicate with them.
Say on.
Oh, God,
try it.
Stella.
Are you saying this out loud?
No, that's
Okay. I was like,
no.
Yeah, things are gonna get real weird real quick.
That's not an accent. Okay, well, I think that probably
yeah, that's probably it.
wraps up our
Yeah, you're like your
Flashback
evening of
against
stuff, and you
terrifying
guys would have
things to do.
like drank and had merriment with them or whatever, and it would have been great. Yeah, so you guys are in front of the Bent Nail right now. You're inside, but you hear what seem to be like the distinct sounds of sawing towards the back.
Oh, Tally. Tally.
And you hear it like stop and what? One moment, please. What? And you hear like some clattering and like some stuff. Oh, ow,
Take your time, dear. No
no,
rush.
I'll be right there. One moment. Okay.
That
And you
one
like
means
you
that,
see Tally Fellbranch, the half-elf brown hair, still tied back and braided, wrapping another bandage around one of his fingers, still consistently covered in sawdust. He's wearing an apron. You see it has like basically like wood stain and paint marks on it and things like that. And yeah, he looks at you and says, yes, my new friends. How may I help you this the fine foggy morning?
Yes, I feel like all the mornings are foggy here, hey?
Especially in spring.
Oh, good. We are here because we are looking into potentially opening up the tavern for business eventually.
Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, I'm glad you think so. And of course, we would love to hire on a local to help us rebuild furniture and.
That would be so nice. You should do that. There's plenty of local artisans around here, and they'd absolutely adore to work with you.
Oh, that's wonderful. Do you build furniture?
Do I build I build furniture.
Tally, you build furniture.
Yes, I build furniture. Yes, yes. They're all around here. I have some fine pieces out front here, and I'm working on a much simpler piece down out back. But you're gonna place a cushion on it, and it functions much like a bed.
Oh, that's wonderful. Would you be interested in helping us get the tavern up and running?
Helping you?
Yes.
Well, you are all wonderful people. How would I help?
Well, perhaps we could contact you to help us build some of the furniture that has been decayed, rotted.
Oh, you want to pay me?
Yes. At some point we would. Currently we are a little low on, but when we do acquire some, we would like to acquire your services if you are interested.
What do you need?
Well, some tables and chairs for the tavern downstairs, and perhaps some.
He like whips out like a notebook from his pocket and he starts writing vigorously down in his while he stares at you.
And then perhaps some bedroom furniture for upstairs, as all the rooms are barren. And then, Malia, how were the wine racks downstairs? We didn't go look. Was they intact? Do we need new ones?
It would never hurt to have some extra.
Perhaps some wine racks?
Okay. May I have suggestions.
Yes.
While I was there yesterday, I did see some of your stools out in front of your bar. They seem to be missing a leg or two.
Ooh.
And some of them seem to be in pretty good repair. I could do some. I could fix them.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
And it would be much cheap, less expensive than getting custom-made pieces from here. My prices are not low.
Well, you do make incredible work, so that is understandable.
How about this? I will finish this piece back here, and then I will come by your place, and I will take a look at what needs doing. I am part of the Carpenters Guild, so there's no worries. There's no worries about hiring me in any regard. I only employ the best. I will come by.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And I will bring a quote for you after I take a look at the place. How many rooms would you look to furnish?
Perhaps to start, just want to, Mina kind of figures Cry doesn't actually need furniture. she got plans, it's fine.
I'm good.
Perhaps 3 to 4 rooms.
All
maybe
she
2
needs
to
is
4
some
rooms.
moss.
Beds in all of them.
Yes.
The side tables, any dressers, armoires.
Yes, perhaps a small dresser for each one, and then a very simple side table. Nothing too crazy. Malia, do you have any other ideas?
Mirrors.
Oh yes, mirrors. We must have mirrors. And perhaps
Do you
some
make
furniture
mirrors?
for the bathrooms.
I get mirrors commissioned through the Mirrors Guild, but I make the frames.
Oh, that's wonderful.
But you will all come through me, and I will commission them.
Fantastic. Yes, definitely for the bathrooms. That would be good.
Tubs.
There
make
weren't
wooden
any
ones.
tubs in the bathroom where there are.
There was the one, and it was in Malia's master bedroom, and it was the large copper clawfoot.
Nice.
Yes, tubs and perhaps any side tables that might be used in bathrooms.
And he goes, the windows are also in disrepair, and the roof.
Yes, some
and-
shutters would be required.
And your railings on all of your balconies, they are, rotted.
Yes, they are a safety hazard for sure.
This is going to be a lot.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, if you look at us, you can tell we don't have a lot currently, but we do intend to acquire the money. So.
He, like, places the paper down, and then he writes in, like, big letters. Likely, it'll be about 1,000 gold pieces.
Okay.
It'll take about 12 days. I'll have contracted out all of the work, but it will be in full repair by the end of the 12th day.
Okay. That is good to know. Perhaps we will hold on it until. Well, you will come in and look, and then we.
Yes. I can definitely. I will amend this when I look. But the raw numbers and raw materials, 1,000 dragons.
Perfect. Well, that is wonderful, Tally. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes. Of course. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Kai, Malia, you. Nothing? No. I think for the time being, that is it.
Fantastic. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for coming by. And he like snaps the book closed, and he like goes into the back room. And in a couple of seconds, you start hearing the saw again.
Oh well, that was fast. Okay. Well, so far we are at 3,000 gold pieces to get the tavern up and running. Sort of.
We haven't even looked at the pricing for products.
Mina, as a note, when you guys were talking to the inn guy, he did take into account renovation.
Oh, that was included in the 2,000?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Interesting. That is included. I'm going to write that down. Okay. So, got Tally. Do we want to go speak to Embrick and Avi about these locks?
Yes. And at the very least, we can say hello.
Yes. See how they're doing. Hopefully no hangovers this morning after all the drink last night.
Yeah. Embrick and Avi are just right next to. You kind of like go down. I don't know if you guys have your map open right now for the actual alley. But yeah, it's literally right next door, and you can hear the like tink, tink, tink of hammer against of steel. And you approach steam and steel. Yeah, smoke and steam billow from many of the windows around this like indoor forge. Yeah, and you kind of see it all coming out. It's early morning, but they are hard at work.
How early is it in the morning by now? Like,
So yeah, you guys are like, you would have gone to the thing. You would have, walking back and forth to the market would have taken some time, but you would have gotten up at sunrise. So yeah, I mean, you're probably approaching like 9 or 10 a.m. So not super early
God,
anymore.
it's still so early in the day.
We are productive.
Done so much. Okay. Yes. So we're gonna approach. Sorry, what was it called again?
Steam and steel.
Demon Steel. I don't know what I did. Perfect. Yeah, we'll approach and see who's out and about. If Avi's out front or if Embrick is.
Yeah, Avi seems to be just it's sitting at the desk up front reading a book. You see like the water genasi's hair is always like continuously flowing about them. And they're just wearing some like light white clothing, but they are wearing a leather apron as well. And yeah, he sits there at the desk, turning a page and reading.
Avi, hello.
Oh, my friends, it's so good to see you. And he puts the book down and closes it. Welcome to Steam and Steel. I was at your home and now you're at mine. What may I do for you?
We have a problem.
It's
Yeah,
the
Cry
giant
like holds out the key and oh, that old thing. Oh, goodness. I believe I made that as a joke so long ago, but
Oh, you're responsible for this. Oh, it is good work.
It's a beautiful piece of art. I don't know if it's terribly functional.
I am a member of the Splendid Order of Armorers, Locksmiths, and Finesmiths. Yes, I did have a bit of a hand in the design for that one. Embrick was so mad at me when I asked him to make it. Look at that intricate work on there. He thought it was so ridiculous.
We are certain to hang it on the wall once we are up and running.
You'd like it changed?
Yes.
Of course. For you, my friends, the free drink last night, and, well, to end the practical joke I played so many years ago, I'll change your lock and keys.
Oh, wonderful. Something a little bit more practical. I feel that club our enemies was said to be.
Practical, but safe, yes.
Yes.
I'll also do a once-over on your windows, just to make sure that everything is right as rain.
Oh, thank you.
Lovely.
Of course, when would you like me to come by? Embrick will need me in a moment. I do the cooling for all of his work.
Well, when do you think you will be free? We'll work around your schedule.
Well, leave me the key and I can just do it whenever.
Cry's not sure if she wants to give up her plants. Sure. Let us just go. Do we have anything else to do around town? Do we want to go home or do we want to?
Yeah, I mean, it's entirely up to you guys. You guys have been around, in, around, up, down. Whatever you'd like to do. If you guys are heading back now, I mean.
Perhaps we should go home for a little bit.
Maybe do some cleaning?
Yes, and if we are fortunate, perhaps Rainier might make an appearance.
Ooh. Avi, we are going to go home for now, so we'll take the key with us. If we leave and you are not there yet, we'll drop the key off with you.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I will see you soon then.
Yes. Looking forward to it.
Give Embrick our best.
Oh, of course. Grouchy Gill's back there. We'll bring him by. I was looking forward to a drink this evening.
Oh, yes. Certainly
I'm sure we can
welcome.
arrange something.
And this time, we'll pay.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so happy you guys are getting it up and running again. It's been so long. Used to be an Embrick and I's favorite place. Just down the road. Such a nice tavern.
Well, we hope we can get it back up to the standards that it used to be at.
Oh, I have full faith in you.
Oh my god.
Well, we best get to work.
Yes, of course. I should as well. Excuse me, please. I must go help Embrick.
Aw.
All right, back to the manor.
Yep, you head on back to the manor.
We have such good neighbors, y'all.
Oh my god, I'm so happy.
So you go inside, and you see sitting leaned up against the bar are two brooms, a mop, and a bucket.
You think Barris came back?
Kiggs, did you do this?
Are the plants uneaten?
The plants are uneaten.
Good.
Cry goes and checks on him.
They're doing wonderfully on the windowsill.
Well, should we get at it? Even with these weird magical mops and brooms?
It is almost as if the house is trying to speak to us.
Well, I did leave that note on the window at the end of last session.
Which only Cry saw, so I'm
Yeah.
not sure if anyone
yeah.
else did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Cry puts her ear up to like a wall to listen if the house is trying to talk to us.
Make a perception check.
Oh!
Oh man, I love Cry.
An 8. You hear creaks and groans from the home, and yeah, it does sound like it's talking to you.
Oh.
Kind of rubs the wall a little bit.
It creaks in response.
A little pat. Then she pets her plant.
Yeah, she runs across and pets her plant. Oh, okay. Yeah, so what, you guys would just like to spend some time cleaning the place up and all of that?
Malia takes off her cloak and her hat, and she rolls up her sleeves, and she's like, let's get to it.
Yeah, Mina's
Yeah, so
still on while she cleans.
Yeah, I was going to ask. But so we get this, like, we get obviously like a super montage moment of you guys cleaning up the place and, like, you know, mopping everything and sweeping everything, getting all the cobwebs down, and Cry like eating a cobweb.
With her
Yep.
Don't eat them.
Maybe eating a cobweb, and
cobweb.
Mina being like, no, don't do that, don't do that. Yeah. And like, there's a whole montage moment of you guys getting the place cleaned up. The downstairs, remember when you had woken, was already clean as well as it could have been. Eventually, you guys, Tally comes in and you speak to him, and he wanders around and he's inspecting all of your tables and chairs and windowsills and all of the woodwork. He even climbs up onto the roof and starts inspecting all of these things. Eventually, Avi comes by with Embrick. Embrick sits down at the bar and he like gets an ale, and Avi starts looking at your front door and starts replacing the lock and has a key on hand, and then takes a look around at all the windows and things like that. And it kind of progresses like this for the rest of the day. Is there anything that you guys would like to accomplish before the end of the day, or is this kind of work?
Malia would ask Avi if they would like to take the key back, or if we could feature it on the wall behind the bar.
Oh, no, of course. Please, hang it. It's one of my finer jokes.
Was this after Liv? Or was the joke like put in during Liv's time?
From what you've heard, it seems to be a joke had to have been played on Liv.
Oh, okay. It's a part of the spirit of the house. We shall hang it.
Yeah. So you get it ready and you put some nails in or whatever and hang it up behind the bar, and it's just like this giant Trollskull key. He hands you a much smaller key, of course, and it seems to have many intricate teeth in it. I've also made a spare here for your companions. It is very particular and well protected. Keep in mind, the wrong key goes in, the door will just lock and never open until, well, I come do it. If that's all right with you. It's a bit of an extra touch I put on things in case someone tries to come by.
That is a fantastic security measure.
It's the only thing I have available to me, but there are other people that do security in town if you'd like to go see them. There's an entire guild devoted to it. The Watchful Order of the Protectors, and I mean, well, their security measures are much larger than mine, but this is what I can provide for you.
Well, this is above and beyond. Thank you so much, Avi.
Of course. And so they finish their drinks and stuff, and as they leave, Avi leaves like a large, what looks to be like a large coin pouch on the counter.
Aww. Count it.
As neighbors.
Yeah, how much is it?
100 gold pieces.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Guys.
Oh, our neighbors are too generous.
That they are so kind. These are quite the welcome to the neighborhood gift.
Indeed.
Yeah. Also, you get your quote, right, for fixing all the things, and Tally drops it off for you, and it's like roughly 1,000 gold with repairing some of the stuff that's just in there rather than everything else. He lets you know that most of the repairs are going to be to the structure of the inn itself, the exterior, and to the roofing, and that's going to be most of the cost. Just repairing a lot of the pieces and then some of the new furniture pieces, it'll probably total around 800.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Not bad. Good. And Nina would have asked Tally if when we go to order, do we order through you or do we need to go to the Carpentry Guild?
Please, come to me. Because I'm a member, I can let them know what's going on, and I'm easily contractable because I'm right across the street.
Perfect.
I love our neighbors so much.
They're as quirky as we are.
We still haven't visited Rachel, the bookworm's page turner owner.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's true.
so
And
it's like
Vincent.
later evening now. You guys would have spent most of the day taking care of all of this stuff. You can go try to knock on some doors, or you can, hit the hay and get up in the morning.
I think if we're going to do anything at this hour, it would be go do some reconnaissance on, what is it? Runes.
You want to go check out the competition? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, sure. So you guys want to go check out the competition here. Yeah, so Waterdeep is becoming much more quiet in this area. The northern ward is, like I said, there's not very many taverns and inns. You just happen to be at one that has one behind it, and that's really odd for this area. So when it becomes night, it is quiet, and there's very few people out. But as you make your way over to Emic Froon's place, you see that it has a couple people inside, pretty well attended, and they seem to be serving some kind of dinner as you take a look outside. How would you like to handle your quote-unquote reconnaissance?
I would have asked Mina and Cry if Kiggs should come.
Oh, yes.
Oh, clever. Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Just in case. Be useful.
So how do we want to approach this? Did insult the man's biscuits.
You never want to insult a man's biscuits.
The damage is done.
We were thinking about the roof. Did you want to send Kiggs up there to see what they see?
Yes. Kiggs. Fancy a bit of a climb?
Kind of looks up at you.
Scritch, scritch, scritch.
We probably wouldn't be standing like outside. We'd be like a few.
No,
houses
I'm assuming
away.
you're like literally on the alley side rather than like the front side
Or
of
just
this joint.
taking
Because
Yeah.
like
standing right in front of the window.
you're just like standing right in front. Yeah, Fern's like arms crossed in the doorway, just like, what the frick are these weirdos doing? No.
Petting a
You're probably
cat.
behind the place. Yeah.
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 So yeah, you'd like to send Kiggs up onto the roof.
Yeah, let's see
So
what we
want
can
to
see.
give them a toss. It is 2 stories. You toss Kiggs up onto the roof, and just like you see like a little tail swish up top.
Yeah, I will lean up against a wall and I guess
Do the
possess
thing?
Familiar, yeah. So I lift up
Absolutely.
my hands and my eyes go white.
I grab her arm.
Yeah, you do the thing. And so yeah, you go into Kiggs' eyes, and you see what Kiggs sees. Now, that being said, I'm gonna need you to make. I think you're looking for what gaps in the things. Like what are you particularly looking for here?
Mostly inspecting the roof. If there are any gaps, definitely going to explore those.
The chimney, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Sure.
No, yeah.
So
even-
a general inspection of the roof itself for any forms of entry or weak points that you can possibly find. Correct?
Yes, and if there's any like access to peer into any windows, maybe have a peek inside.
Roll me an investigation check.
Okay. What do my kitty eyes see?
Okay, pretty good. You see what looks to have been probably some hasty and really poorly done patchwork on a largish hole over near the chimney side where the large fireplace would have come out from the center. But yeah, it definitely, you can tell that it's different forms of tile work, and it seems to be already falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
As for like windows or things like that, it's on a roof. There doesn't seem to be any skylights or anything. The fireplace itself seems to have is in good repair, or the chimney itself. But yeah, it looks like they had some roofing repair done up here that just was not well done.
Is the chimney lit right now?
Yeah, smoke is coming out the top.
Okay. Definitely don't go down the chimney.
That would be a dangerous venture, yes.
Any points of entry, maybe?
Not from the roof.
Okay. Are there
Gives you
any
pretty...
balconies that the cat could drop down on, perhaps?
So there's the awning over the front, very similar to the one that you have if you wanted to drop down from the second story to kind of the first. It's about a 10-foot drop there, and yeah, I mean, you could be on that. Balcony-wise, this seems to be more of a tavern than an inn. So the rooms upstairs, if Kiggs drops down and takes a look inside, there seems to be like 1 or 2 actual like guest rooms, and then the rest, the others belong to Froon.
Ooh. Is there a way we can peek into Froon's room?
Yes.
Yeah, with your investigation, you'd like look, but there definitely seems to be curtains drawn. It looks like a bedroom. It's pretty well appointed, but nothing ostentatious like what you saw downstairs.
What do the locks on the windows look like?
So contrary to the ones that you have, these windows look like they are single point knobs that will, from the inside, and push outwards.
Okay.
Rather than slide.
Okay. As someone who likes to open things, what would I know about that kind of window?
What would you know about that kind of window?
Because I don't really know windows as a player.
Right. So you would know, they'd open outwards. The locks aren't. They're basically a latch, and if you can slide something on the side where the latch is, like like a knife or something very thin, and pop the latch up, it would unlock, and you would be able to open the window.
Okay. I think I would come out of Kiggs and tell the ladies what I discovered about.
Sure.
The room is very plain. It's all dark. The roof is okay. There's really no access point up there. But I can confirm that it's been shoddy work. He definitely seems to be lacking some money.
Well, and did the tavern, how many patrons looked like they were in the tavern when we did a little quick walk by?
Yeah, I mean, there's... did you guys go out front? Because as far as I know, you guys were kind of in the back. Did you want to, like, go scout the front as well?
Yeah, once Kiggs is back, if Kiggs comes back, yeah, we might just do, like, a walk by.
Yeah, there seems to be, like, 6 or 7 patrons inside.
What do you guys think? Should we go in and cause a ruckus, or do you want to be sneaky, or just go home? Now that we have some information.
It would be quite devious if we did go in. He is certainly not in a position to refuse patrons.
Is this true? We do have a little bit of coin now, so we don't have to pay.
Oh, I should have kept that rat. That would have been the perfect setup. Oh, I'm an idiot.
Just, like, eat the rat in the tavern.
just like, be like, this was in my biscuit! They are serving rats in this tavern, how dare they?
Well, we could always go find another rat.
This poor guy, like, even though he's an asshole, like, this is his livelihood, right?
It's business! It's business!
Is it?
It's just business!
Why not? Let's go in.
Taking over my cry brain.
Wanna go in?
Burn the
Alright.
place down.
Yeah. So you guys you walk in. I assume you would have gotten like kind of cleaned up or freshened up from cleaning your own home, covered in dust and otherwise. Yeah, I mean, you go in and you see the fine mosaic flooring, the fancy fireplace. You see about 7 people inside here. A couple of elves, the same elf you saw that morning, a dwarf, a couple of humans. Yeah, and they're either having drinks or talking to each other at tables. Seem to be eating. The smell of good food is on the air. The fireplace is lit and removes the biting chill. And you see Froon talking to a dwarf up at the bar, and he's just he's got his hands on the bar, and he seems to be conversing.
He doesn't see us, so he doesn't make eye contact or anything.
No, he seems to be in conversation. He doesn't know the door is open. You don't have to open it to come in. It's just you just walk inside.
You guys want to take a far table and just observe for a while, or?
Yes,
Observe.
let us do that.
Yeah, a far table in a kind of a small tavern doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot, but you do find a corner table, a couple of chairs, and you post up at that. You're then approached by a human female, blonde, curly hair, kind of in a bob, freckles adorn her face, and she has these brown eyes, and she comes, "Hello, and welcome to Froon's Brews. What can I do for you?"
Oh, hello. We are here to just enjoy an evening amongst wonderful company. What do you have available currently for drink?
The drink, we have beer and bitters, and we have a fine wine.
Ooh,
What
I
is
think
your-
we will-
Oh,
Go ahead.
what is your most popular drink?
Most popular, the beer. It serves everyone.
What kind of beer is it?
Iron brew.
Where's my pen?
Kurt, you guys are asking these questions. Cry.
Do you have any wine? What is your most popular wine?
Oh, we do have a nice red. It seems to be a blend of some sort. It seems pretty good. It's from the White Stag. They brew out in the farms close to Waterdeep.
Oh, I see.
Devising a plan.
Well, I will have some of the beer, please.
Okay.
I will have the White Stag. Cry, what would you like?
Would you like food as well? We have a dried grouse and boiled mutton or roasted mutton or some steamed lamb. We do have some artichokes in from the farms, which is weird for this time of year, but they're here.
Why is it weird?
It's a bit cold.
I will take some of the lamb, please.
Okay, of course.
What is your most popular food dish?
The mutton, and I would say the artichokes that come with it.
I shall have that. Cry, what would you like?
Cry just points at Malia,
I assume she'll have whatever Malia is having.
Fantastic. I will be right back. And she gives a little curtsy and she goes off and she cleans up some tables and things, and she brings out food for other people, and eventually she comes by and brings your food to you as well and your drinks. Let me know if you need anything.
Thank you.
Can I have a biscuit, please?
Oh, biscuits tend to be for the morning, but I will see if there's any left over if you'd like. They might be a little bit stale.
Yes.
She nods and she goes and eventually comes back with a couple of biscuits on a plate.
Thank you.
Of course. And my name's Sandy if you need anything.
Thank you, Sandy. Much appreciated.
Can Cry make a kind of look around to see what kind of patrons are here? What the crowd is.
Perception check.
Okay.
Perception.
Fantastic. Yeah, you see some elves and some humans and some dwarves, and they seem to be eating and drinking.
Cool.
What is the atmosphere of the tavern? Is it quiet? Is it chill?
It is quiet. It's like I said before, it's a small tavern. There's maybe 3 or 4 tables total, and then about 4 stools up at the bar. Again, it's dominated mostly by this fireplace. There do seem to be like some nice chairs over there. They're like two very cushioned chairs, and one of them seems to have that male elf that you had seen earlier in the day there. And it's a nice quiet but pleasant feeling tavern.
The next time Sandy kind of like makes her way by.
Sure.
Sandy.
Yes.
We've just been sitting here admiring the dragon on the floor and the fireplace. Tell us anything about those.
Oh, well. Those are Froon's pride and joy. As far as I know, he had master artisans from here in Waterdeep create this mosaic in the form of the golden dragon that adorns each of our own gold dragons in flight. The battle that is shown up on the fireplace there is apparently the Battle of Waterdeep itself, back before its forming.
They're wonderful pieces of art.
Fantastic, aren't they?
You can see why they are Froon's pride and joy.
Sandy,
Yes.
I could not help but notice the gentleman seated over there, the elven gentleman.
Yes.
He looks familiar. Do you know who that is?
It's one of our guests, Inland. He's an aristocrat of sorts. Seems to be from out of town.
Said Inland.
Yeah.
Okay.
N-I-N-A-L-A-N.
Okay.
Inland.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
Shall I get you more drinks?
Oh yes, I seem to be running low.
Good. I will grab another round.
Thank you.
She
Thank
goes
you.
off to get another round of all of the drinks that you had.
Is there any music being played?
No. Contrary to the music being played currently in your ears, there is not music being played in this tavern.
Okay.
It's a quiet tavern, and the crackle of the fire is pleasant, and there's low conversation happening. And you, Inalyn, the male elf, seems to be reading something and turning a page, and every once in a while, you hear the flipping of a page, the clinking of like silverware on plates, or like the drop of a mug, or the quiet conversation between Froon and the dwarf that's sitting there at the bar. Yeah.
I am curious as to who this inland man must be. He was here earlier in the morning. And this is...
Well, then he probably recognizes you.
I did go, hello!
Yes.
Well, this is not an inn. It is only a tavern. And it is unusual that if he is an outsider, that he has lingered here all day.
Is he still writing, or?
He's reading a book by the fire.
Well, did you want to go say hello to him?
I'm going to take another look at him. Is he wearing anything unusual or interesting?
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
See how much you notice. 12. Yeah, he's shortish for an elf. Has auburn hair, brown eyes. He's wearing some small spectacles. His clothing is very fine. It seems to be kind of purplish in color, and he seems to have a fine jacket draped over the side of the chair that he's sitting in. You do notice that he's wearing numerous rings on his fingers.
Does he appear to be older? Has he got like salt and pepper colored hair or anything?
For elves, it's really hard to tell their age because
Okay.
they can live thousands of years.
Yeah.
So he looks like an elf.
Okay.
If you had to judge that age, it'd be very difficult.
Okay.
Mina's gonna go up to him, sit next to him, and be like, Good.
Yeah, so there's
good
a
evening.
chair across from him, both facing the fireplace as it crackles, and he's sitting and reading a book, and he sees you sit across from him, and he kind of flicks his eyes up, and then goes back to his book.
What are you reading?
Looks up at you. Well, seems to be a ledger of some kind.
A ledger.
I'm here on business.
Oh, what kind of business? Oh, hello. My name is Mina, by the way. Pleasure to meet you.
Yes, pleasure. And he extends a many-ringed hand towards you. You shake it, and I'd honestly rather not say, considering I only know your name, and this is private.
Oh, that's totally fair. I'm just a curious sort, and you're here by yourself. Thought,
You are a
company.
curious sort, coming and sitting next to a stranger you don't know, not even dropping your hood so I can see your face clearly.
Yes, well, I am from a warmer climate, and it is terribly chilly here for me, so I keep the hood up. Quite cold.
The sea air does provide a lot of chill and fog, yes.
What is your name?
I'm Inolin.
Inman. Such a wonderful name. Where do you hail from? I am from Cormier.
Cormier. Heard of that. I'm from the east of here. Farther away than maybe even Cormier.
Oh my goodness.
I don't really know you. I'd rather not share so many things with someone I don't know.
Well, perhaps we could get to know each other. Would you like a drink?
I could use a drink after poring over numbers all day. Yes, actually, that does sound fine.
Wonderful. Sandy!
Sandy appears. Yes, what may I do for you?
I will, well, my tank out is still full, but, Inalin here, I am going to purchase him a drink, whatever he'd like.
He looks at the wine, please, Sandy. Of course, Inalin. I will be on one moment. And she trots away, and he's kind of like put the book down and next to him. Says, okay. You want to get to know each other, and yet you still leave the hood up.
As I said, it's very cold for me, but what would you like to know about me? I'm
This seems so odd. I don't know if I want to know about you. To be honest, does everyone in Cormier have that accent?
Yes, it is a, well, perhaps not in the capital, but, around the it is a very common accent.
This is an interesting one. What brings you to Waterdeep?
Well, I, was hired by my local, village for their, military, the local military. I spent some time doing that, and then when I was dispatched, I decided I wanted to travel the world. So, here I am in Waterdeep.
What do you do here?
Currently, not a whole lot. I have only been
Is
here
that right?
Yes.
Are you looking for work?
Yes, I am actually. Do you have work?
How much do you charge per hour?
Depends on the task.
Well, normally when this happens, there's like a list, and you tell me what things you do for money over a certain amount of time. You must be new to this.
Again, I was working with the military. I was given a set number of gold for my time there, and that was it. I was drafted. I did not have a choice. Is it something that a person of the military can help you with? Something dangerous? Or is it more of a office sort of job?
I seem to have gotten the wrong idea. I do not wish to further this conversation.
Oh,
Thank you.
well, I will take my wines then. I suppose we don't need to pass out any conversation.
He he's already pulled the book up and is starting to look through it again.
Oh my god.
And finally catching on, Mina will just like brush her hand over his shoulder as she walks away.
Can we get that moment, like as you walk by, his eyes go,
Oh god.
and he grabs the wine from Sandy and like drinks it down and then hands it back to her and says, "Going to need another one of those."
She goes to sit down and goes, "That was not helpful. Mallory,
Meanwhile-
you do that sort of thing from now on."
Meanwhile, back at the table, Malia and Cry are just like eating and watching from a distance.
Yeah, it seems that they had a kind of a nice conversation, and then it looks like Annalyn just like shut down. He just stopped.
Mina, welcome back.
He's still eating. He's just like,
What did you discuss?
nothing important. He's here on business from very far east. And he would like some companies this evening, I am thinking.
Cry, elbows Malia.
It would be a quick way to make some coin. Malia, don't. It's not worth it.
I cannot imagine. I can't believe this is happening in one of my games right now.
How hot is this guy? I mean, you're the one who introduced it.
That was so funny.
It's pretty attractive.
He does have a lot of rings.
Sugar daddy, sugar daddy. Get yourself a sugar daddy. Under tavern.
What is
Malia's
happening?
going to be like, this is probably not a good idea if we are trying to do reconnaissance.
Oh, that was the best thing ever. My cheeks. Ugh.
So yeah.
Cry's gonna down her drink.
All right. Perhaps we should be done here. Mina's just like really uncomfortable now. Is it time to go home?
I must finish my biscuit.
Oh my god. You finish your biscuits without any further whatever. Sandy comes by and says, that will be about 3 silver pieces for the food and drink.
Mina's just gonna pay for it all.
Oh, thank you.
That is on me. And as well as Inolyn's wine. Yes?
Oh, he had already paid for it.
Oh, good. Well, never mind then.
Awkward.
I'm gonna tip Sandy a silver piece.
Oh, that is much too generous.
Thank you for your service. You have been so kind and accommodating.
Well, of course. You're always welcome back anytime.
Oh, that is lovely to hear.
Low key, we might be able to hire her one day. What?
Oh.
Looking to poach now too.
We're
Wow.
such sharks. I love it.
Are we heading out?
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, Cry's done.
Before we leave, I'm going to like brush my fingers on Sandy's arm and be like, if you would ever like a drink yourself, you may visit the Trollskull Manor.
Roll me a persuasion. She goes, "Oh, that old place up the lane there. Of course, I'll be sure to stop by."
Wink.
Wait.
Strong wink. Strong wink.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, is Froon still at the bar?
Yeah, he's noticed you as well. Like he's been looking over, but he has not interacted with you at all.
Oh, good. As we're heading out, I want to walk up to the bar and drop like 1 copper piece on the counter and be like, "Thank you so much for your hospitality," and leave.
Oh.
Yeah, so you like leave, but we get the camera like lingers on his face, looking down at the copper piece, and the dwarf like looks over and says, "Hey lad, you want that, or can I use that to help pay my tab?" He's like, Fern's like, "It's all yours." The dwarf's, "Ha! And he grabs it. "Another one!" Yeah, and that's where we end that little scene there, and you guys exit Froon's Brews and head back to your home. I think on the way back, something happens.
You think, or you know?
Yeah, I think something happened. Well, as a DM, nothing's ever for sure because players are unpredictable. But
DMs are unpredictable too.
Malia, you hear a voice in your head, and it says, "I am Vajra Saphir, the Blackstaff. Come to Blackstaff Tower in the Castle Ward tomorrow. Bring your friends." And that's where we'll end today's session.
I thought you.
Yay!
I thought you were gonna say you hear a voice. It goes meow.
Not yet, but yeah. So we're gonna end the show there. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in this evening. I super duper appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. We did a lot of like cool, literally house cleaning stuff, like housekeeping
fun,
things.
though.
This was, really
I
fun.
hope you guys enjoyed like getting to know the neighborhood a little bit, and all of those kind of things. And the competition. So that being said, before we do shoutouts, I do want to make like one little announcement here. I'll be at PAX East from Thursday through Sunday this weekend, meaning there will not be a show next Sunday. Now, whether or not we're able to reschedule or something like that, like we did this last week, we'll have to decide and see. That's not decided yet, but I will not be here through next Sunday, so we will not have the show on Sunday. So pay attention in the Discord and to the Twitter and all that jazz to get updated on when we'll be having the next show. That being said, Stella, where can the people find you at?
Hey guys, I'm Stella Luna. You can find me here at Twitch at Stella Luna or on Twitter at StellaLuna_TV. And if you like doodles or D&D, that's the kind of stuff I have at my channel.
Awesome, thank you. Dungeon Dame, where can people find you at?
You can find me here on Twitch at Dungeon_Dame, or on Twitter at the same handle, or on Instagram where I post all of my my pictures of all the miniatures that I paint, because that's what I do on things. Or we can talk D&D. Hit me up.
Awesome. Bravo.
Hello, everybody. You can find me on Twitch at BRRRRRAVO. Sorry about that. That's 5 R's. As well as on Twitter and Instagram. I'm doing a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, as well as Wizard Wednesdays. We'll play Wizard 101 and possibly go on more tangents halfway through. And then I will have a D&D talk kind of debate. Hopefully on this Friday, we're gonna debate the Lord of the Rings cast D&D classes. So that'll be really fun. But yeah, come find me, come hang out.
Excellent. And hi, I'm RunawayRobot. I'm your resident DM and producer here for the DieFall shows here on RunawayRobot. Welcome. I hope you all enjoyed it immensely. Again, I will be out for PAX East for Thursday through Sunday, so there will not be any streams there. If you like variety streaming as well as Dungeons and Dragons type things, this is the place for it. My last big announcement is, hey, tomorrow's my birthday, so I'll be doing a birthday stream tomorrow night, probably starting around 8:30 after we're done over at Encounter Roleplay, and that's pretty much the deal. That's pretty much the deal. So thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. I super duper appreciate it, and until next time, later.